Hello, everyone. Good evening. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the show this evening. It's Monday, the 7th of June. Can you all hear me clearly? Because I know we've been having some issues with the volume in the studio. So just checking my mic to make sure that people can hear me clearly. And you know, just say welcome, welcome. My very first person saying welcome is my lovely, lovely, lovely sister Jane Jack. That is my sister that has another show. I'm just trying to read some feedback. Someone is saying my mom from Nigeria, Auntie Soe Morgan, is saying it isn't playing out. So can someone confirm that it's playing out? Okay, Sister Jane, can you confirm for me? Ifoma, okay, Ifoma has confirmed. Thank you, my darling. She says, good evening, ma. We can hear you very loud and clear, my sister. Oh, thank you, Sister Jane. Sister, my darling Amy from the US, we can hear you and see you clearly. God bless you, Amy. I'm so excited that you've joined me today. Ejiro, my darling, says good evening. Thank you so much for joining today. And welcome everyone to the show. I want to start by actually paying respect to people who've lost their lives in the last few months. Unfortunately for me, I lost a very dear sister to my heart this morning. She slept in the Lord this morning. I'm not going to call her name because I don't have permission from her family to do that. But in the last 3 to 4 months, I have lost about 5 to 6 people that were known to me personally in the last three to 4 months. Some have been due to the coronavirus. Some have been they were sick. And it's a sad time for everyone. And, you know, I do shifts sometimes in the hospital. And in a way, even though my heart is heavy, I also feel quite happy and hopeful that there's a bright new tomorrow for us all. The reason being that the news in the hospital yesterday, you know, I don't know how to explain this, but when we walk in the hospital, you know, we are the mental health team. We still need to go to A&E to take our patients that are referred to us for a mental health issue. And half of the whole of the A&E was closed because it was being used for COVID emergencies. The hospital had to sort of have a different entrance for patients with COVID symptoms, a different entrance for people with other symptoms, a different entrance for staff. So everything in the hospital was sort of changed around. And yesterday, it was interesting to see that all of this has been, you know, is all gone. And I was speaking to a nurse and she was telling me how they were recording so many deaths per day. And unfortunately for me and for many of you, my viewers, we had loved ones that lost their lives. So I would just like us to just observe 1 minute silence for everyone who's lost their lives to COVID, and dedicating this 1 minute to our pastor, Pastor Ayorinde Benson, one of our pastors here in Christ the Rock International Ministry, who slept in the Lord on the 22nd of April. We're not going to cry, we're not going to mourn because we are not like the heathen. But if you please just join me to observe 1 minute silence, please. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. May the souls of the departed rest in peace. May the Lord comfort we that are left behind. May the Lord comfort us. And may God continue to help us to live a life that is fruitful and fulfilled in Him to His glory. So that on the day that we are called home, that we transition to glory, it can be said of us that we died empty. That was one thing I loved about my mom, and I always said that even in her memorial service, that my mom died empty. You know, when God gives you a purpose and gives you a calling, it's good to start to identify it and do what you need to do. So despite the sad times we are living in at the moment, which people call the new normal, we still have to go on. We still have to push on. We still have to do what we need to do. We cannot give up. We cannot stop. We have to keep being focused and doing what we need to do. So here we are tonight presenting relationship tips, talks, and tales with myself, Lady Edith Adebayo. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for viewing. I'd like to please appreciate you and ask you to like our program, subscribe to our program. Just subscribe to the CTRIM YouTube channel. Just that channel you are on right now watching this show. If you please kindly just subscribe, that will be much appreciated. And all of our shows, you are free to like and share. Please, as you are on now, please kindly share and invite your friends to come and watch the show this night. We're very, very happy to have you on board. This show and other shows like Anything Goes with Chichis will be presented on the Sunday evening at 5, and Join Jane every other Thursday at 7. Is all powered by Christ the Rock International Ministries. We don't pay the producer anything. We don't pay the studio, the owner of the studio, which is Christ the Rock International, anything. We don't get anything. In fact, we spend to be here. Sometimes I have to spend one or something little to be here. So we are doing this because we want people to hear, and the motive, because people have called me and said to me, Sister Edith, your views are going more, and you should think about having your own YouTube channel. If you get up to certain amount of subscribers, you will become, you'll be being paid money by YouTube. Go on Instagram. And I had to think and search my conscience and ask myself, why am I actually doing this show? And I ain't doing it because I want money. I'm not doing it because I want fame. I'm not doing it because I want to be known worldwide. I'm only doing it to bless you, or bless you, or bless you. And above all, bless myself and fulfill the calling that God has placed upon my life. So I'm not bothered about having 1 million subscribers, but it will be nice if you can subscribe. And whatever money we get, we will always, use it to a good cause, to update the studio, to bless the church. And the church has its own charity anyway, which is the Great Ormond Street Charity. We will give. That's who we are. That's what we do. Even in this pandemic, we have given. And we are not the type that are greedy and want money. We want people's lives to be changed. We want people to have better experiences. We want better outcomes. And that's simply the reason why we do what we do. So please support us, like us, share our CTRIM channel, and above all, please subscribe. God bless you as you do so. So last week, I did promise I was going to wear something made by Brother Eddie. I didn't forget, but unfortunately, I would say I did not prepare myself because I lost my friend this morning. I was a little bit down, so I started getting ready for the show a little bit later than I would. And you know how it is with native. You fold them and keep them, someplace in your wardrobe, and I couldn't get them out to iron it and everything. But still, please patronize my brother. He's very good, especially in menswear. You can call my number or call the number on your screen, the CTRIM number, and someone will get back to you. So also last week, I did say that today I was going to be talking about sex. Yes, sex. And, it's a very, I don't actually know the word to use, a very difficult topic for us to talk about in the church. I think the church runs away from talking about sex. We feel it's unholy. We feel it's something negative. It's viewed as something bad. I don't personally share that view or opinion that sex is bad. But I do share the view and opinion that sex should be done in the confines of a marriage, a healthy marriage of a man and a woman. And that's my personal belief and conviction. You are allowed to have yours. That's my view. And as a result, my tips I'm going to be talking about tonight are actually meant for the married couple. For me, I am single and I am married at the same time. If you don't know, I am a single married woman. I'm Lady Edith. So I think I have the, I'm free, or I'm allowed to talk about sex. My second opinion about sex is that I'm not going to say that if you're not married, you cannot watch the show. What I would say is that even if you're not married and you're watching the show, you get these tips to prepare yourself for when you are married. But at the same time, the show is not necessarily for very young children that have not been exposed to sex. So as a family, as a parent, you would judge, if your child is appropriate to watch the show. And if I have sent it to my teenage children that are on my WhatsApp and people on my WhatsApp, I'm not saying that you should go and practice sex. I'm just giving you the healthy tips for you to begin to build your own opinion about sex. As I said before, sex is not dirty. And the minute the church starts to realize that and teach sex to children, to teenagers, to women, to men, I think there'll be healthier relationship. Sex is very, very, very important in marriage. Sex is very, very important. And I was laughing to myself when I was thinking about the topic. There are some women and men, but I'm gonna just crack a joke and focus on the women. These women who wear all these berets, don't wear makeup, they look so holy and sanctimonious, and they love God so much, and they're the ones in the front row of the church wearing their turtleneck and dressed, not like me that will wear my, long hair and my nails and my lashes and come out all fake with all my makeup. The really sanctimonious ones. They are the ones that will look down on sex and be like, oh, we shouldn't talk about sex in the church. But I realize that they have the most children, They have 4, 5, 6 children. How did those children come about? They are having sex. Okay? So that's the reality of it. I have only 2 children. So we're all having sex, or we've all had sex, we that we're married. So let's not start pretending that we don't have sex. So that is why our topic tonight is about sex. Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things, baby. Let's talk about sex. Let's talk about sex. So, secondly or thirdly, my third point is that sex is a very, very, very big topic. I'm not a sex therapist, so I've just chosen to focus on one little tiny aspect of sex. And that is if sex should be done spontaneously or scheduled. So should we plan the time we have sex, or should we just go with the flow? When sex comes, you have sex. Like I said, it's for married couples. If you are not married, please don't call the show today. Just listen and take notes. If you are married, you can call and ask questions about scheduled sex or spontaneous sex. No, if you're not married, you can call and ask questions. But if you're married, you can call and ask questions and also give your opinion and your views. And CTRIM number is 07858 076 758. That's the number to call. So many people are online. I'm not going to be able to read everybody's name. If I miss your name, please, I'm very sorry. Sister Nika Odesanya, you are blessed. I love you all the way to the moon and back. Mr. Coca, thank you very much for joining, sir. God bless you. Sister Eki, you are a darling. Thank you for the support. Alaba Ayo, he's saying that may the souls of the gentle rest in perfect peace. Amen. And so is Sister Jane. Mommy Nathan is on the show. Welcome, sis. Another Mommy Nathan, Senior Mommy Nathan is on the show. Good evening, little sis. I love you both. Thank you very much. Abimbola Balogu, my sister. This sister, she really supports me, for her to spend her data from Nigeria. And, I have to talk about this sister. She's very special to my heart. And Titi Balogun, I want you to know that I actually love you. There are a few times that I've been very low, and from nowhere, this sister that we did not really get on in the beginning on the right foot will call me or send me some text messages, and she really lifts my spirit up. And she's been very supportive of me and my show, my challenges, and my, things that's happened to me. So, Sister Titi, this is a special mwah to you this evening. I love you, girl. Thank you for the support. The church sees sex as a very sensitive topic. Yes, and it should not be so. We are trying to correct that impression. That's what Sister Titi is saying. Oh, my word. I told you last week about Mrs. Kate Ojo, my nearest and dearest, my best friend from childhood. I love her so much. She's not on here now. But my second bestest, lovely, bestest friend that I love with all my heart. And her name is Flora Kiakia. If you know me, you will know Flora. We've been friends from way back. Actually, Flora has taught me a few things about sex. She might not know. I'm not going to reveal it to you because it's very sensitive what she taught me. But yes, I love you, Flora, and thank you for joining me tonight. My mom is on the show, Mrs. Yembra. Thank you, Mom, for joining. Thank you for always supporting me. Thank you for always being there. My mom, my auntie, my mom now, she deserves that title in my life. And I changed the last few weeks. I don't call her auntie anymore. I call her mom. Because I realized that she's been there for me from when I was 3, 2. She's always been there for me. And kudos, Mom. She's now my mom. God bless you, Mom. My auntie from Ireland, another auntie from the Akagbosu family, another mom who's also known me from childhood, she's now Miss Faith Akagbosu, my auntie from Ireland. I mean, she's just a wonderful person. She always encourages me as well. And Sister Faith, I love you so much, ma. God bless you. Kemi Emmanuel, this one is my first friend when I came to the United Kingdom. My first friend. And we look alike, you know. I'm going to get her to the studio one of these days. Kemi, you know I love you. My holiday partner, my gisting partner, my secret sharer. Kemi, you know I've got love for you. Thank you so much. Baby me, yes. Bisola Adigun, God bless you, darling, for joining. Call me, Bisola. How is school going? How is the family? I'd like to hear from you. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Thank you. CTRIM family. Thank you, Kingdom Seekers. Thank you, Virtuous Women. Thank you, House of Laugh. Thank you, Federal Government Girls College, Benin City, class of 90. Thank you, all my friends and family. Thank you, my dad. My dad, he's very supportive. Thank you, my junior ones. You know yourselves, Efe Omo David, Emma Lohi, Irobe, Eduje, Irobe, Egbe Irobe, Esesuwa Irobe. I love you all. God bless you. Akagbosu family, Ebohon family, and Irobe family, shout out to you this evening. And if any of the Adebayos are watching, you are welcome to join my show this evening. God bless you all. So yes, my topic is about sex. So I had a friend, let me tell you how this topic came about. So one of my viewers called me and she said to me that there was this debate about should sex be spontaneous or scheduled. And the topic, we talked about a lot of things. And after the show last week, when one of my viewers called about showering with his wife, this sister also called me after the show, and we moved on a bit from talking about scheduled sex. And she was saying that, why is it that men, any little thing in the house, I'm going to cheat, I'm going to look out. You've not even said anything. Before you know, anything happens, if you do not give them what they want, the next thing, I will go outside, I will cheat. Why? Good evening, Sister Chichi. Thank you for coming, for joining the show. God bless you. Good evening, Big Sis, Sister Betty. Grandma, Mommy Lara, Odushote, thank you for joining the show. Why is it that men do that? We women, I don't think we do that. Every little thing, we'll just be like, I will go outside, I will cheat. If you don't shower with me, if you don't get naked in bed, if you don't do this, if you don't do that, why can't we compromise? Do you know what? I want to tell you something I realized. It took me almost 45 to 46 years of my life to realize this. A few years ago, I thought that love was when you take me on dates, when you buy me gifts, when you say I'm beautiful, when you spend time with me, when you share the bills with me, when we have sex together. I would say the person loves me. Do you know what? That is not love. That is just 5 to 10% of love. Love is honesty. Love is transparency. Love is unity. Love is openness. Love is togetherness. Love is sacrifice. Love is consistency. Those are the kind of things that love is. Be loyal to me if you say you love me. I don't really care about you cooking for me or cleaning my house for me. If you love me, it's more than that. You should be loyal to me and transparent to me. And likewise, I should do the same for you. So I can pay a cleaner. Trust me, I can pay a cleaner to clean my house. I can pay a caterer to cook me any food I want to eat. I can go to any fancy restaurant I want. We need men that are honest, men that are ready to sacrifice, men that are men, like my mommy pastor will say, not male, not mouse. We need men. So if you are a real man, please get it out of your head and stop saying at any little thing, I will look out, I will go outside. And this is not referring to anybody. And similarly, women, you need to be strong women. You need to be a woman of virtue. You need to be a woman of your words. You need to learn to compromise, to help your husband, to build a home. You know, The honors of marriage success lies on the man, majority, but the woman has a big part to play. And my prayer this evening is that we learn to begin to change. Be the change that you want to see. We all point fingers to our spouse. Oh, they do this. Oh, they do that. Oh, they don't do this. Oh, they don't do this. You be the change you want to see. Start with yourself and see how you get on. So, when you get older with this thing called sex, I'm almost 50. In 3 years' time, I'll be 50. I don't want my husband dragging my leg up every day or doing acrobatic every day or doing all these fantastic, wonderful things that people do with sex every day. It can't be an everyday thing. We have to compromise on this. Yes, for you. So remember, there's no right or wrong answer. I'm saying mine. You say yours. But I'm just thinking as we get older, we won't have sex the way we had when we were younger in some circumstances. That should then not be an excuse for your man or even a woman who the husband has reduced the frequency or the level of play and everything you do before sex to cheat. It's not an excuse, it's the point I'm trying to make. Whatever it is that you are facing, you have to make it work. And last week we gave some tips about sex and how to make it work. And I want to just say before I go on the show that for me, one of the things that really makes sex beautiful is hygiene. I can't do smells. I cannot take it. We need to spend time to make our bodies palatable to our spouse. This evening, I have had about twice a week, I have a different kind of bath whereby I use body scrub. What I do is, I had a gift from a good friend, Anita John. Thank you for the body oil you gave me. I have this body oil from Rituals. It's a brand called Rituals. It's a shower oil. So I rub that oil all over my body. And then I have the scrub I use. The actual skincare I use is called F28 Organics. You can find her on Instagram or after the show, I'll give you her number. She has products for every skin color and skin type. So I buy my body scrub from this lady, and then I then put that in my hard sponge, and I give my body a good scrub. That is not a bath that you rush. And if you feel my body today, you can see my body is like okra. It's very smooth and very slimy and very nice to touch. I won't be having any sex, but well, I think you should start from there if you want to have good sex. Start with your body. Your partner will feel you and touch you, and they will want to touch you more. Not when your body is coarse and dry. Start with your hygiene. Wash all those bits, armpits, down below. Men, don't tell me that because your organ is external, it doesn't need to be washed. Behind the external one, it needs to be washed. Women, you have very long nails. How do you wash it? Improve on our hygiene. For me, that is the number one thing that you need to take about sex. The number 2 thing is about the environment, music, a little glass of wine. You know what you like. You've been married. Your partner knows you. You know what you enjoy when you have sex. Create that environment sometimes. And those things help for sex. Create a nice room, clean sheets. Don't leave your bed sheets on for 3-4 weeks. Change your bed sheets, quite regularly. And that will help you. Okay. Efosa Omoye, that's Mama Triplets. God bless you, darling. Thank you for joining. Grandma Momye Himola, thank you very much. God bless you, Mom. Mom Akabosu, okay. Okay, yes. So, wash every fold, yes. So now, I was listening to one show from Pastor Shola. One man was saying that because the wife has put on so much weight from the time they married, he's no more enticed about sex. Now, let me tell you one thing. The person you married 20 years ago, 5 years ago, they are going to change. They are going to change. That is the human body for you. So we have to put that in our mind. Don't expect. Some of us are lucky, or some of you are lucky that you are slim, how you were the day you got married, you're still like that. Like my mommy pastor, she hasn't changed. But people like me, I've put on weight. I'm not the girl I used to be when, before pre-Michael and Sophie. I've put on weight now. I'm watching it. I'm trying to control it. But that doesn't mean that I shouldn't be sexy. That doesn't mean I shouldn't take care of myself. That doesn't mean I shouldn't be, gorgeous for my man. And like my sister said, there's a day for a bomb shot and there's a day for agbada. I wear my agbada at home. And there's a day for bomb shots. And to me, I think everything in life is a balance. Balance it out. It doesn't mean that, one thing is the right answer all the time. So going to our topic about spontaneous and scheduled sex. What I mean about spontaneous sex, just as the name implies, spontaneous sex is not planned. You didn't know you are going to do it. It just happened. That's spontaneous sex. Scheduled sex, you plan it. Honey, let's have sex Sunday at 5 p.m. The children will be in church for youth program. We will be alone. We would have had lunch. Let's have sex Sunday 5 p.m. So when this sister called me and said to me that, Sister Edith, what do you think about scheduled sex? I was like, no. Between husband and wife, there should be nothing like scheduled sex. Why would you schedule sex with your husband? That is so wrong. Sex should be spontaneous. That was my view. That's what I told this sister. Excuse me. My throat is dry. That's what I told this sister. That sex should be spontaneous. When she dropped the phone, I had to think about it. And I realized that actually planned sex would be sweet. And one answer doesn't fit every marriage. You have to find what is right for you. And for me, I would say both are needed in a marriage. You need the spontaneous one and you need the scheduled one. In fact, the kind of sex I actually used to like, when me and hubby have had a row, makeup sex used to be really nice for me. That one is spontaneous when you make up, because you'll be making shakara. And either hubby will find a way to get you back or you will find a way to get hubby back or whatever. Like somebody shared last week, you can wear a little t-shirt and where hubby sitting down, that's where you go and be trying to dust or be sweeping. And when you are sweeping, the little t-shirt will leave your bum out and the fight will finish there. Or when you get to bed at night, the fight will finish there. I always like makeup sex after I quarrel. It's always nicer. So for me, I don't think I think you need both. I don't think it should be that we only have spontaneous sex or we only have scheduled sex. So on top of everything I've said, what that sister also shared with me is that there's a family, or there are families who both work different hours, different times. So hubby does one shift, wife does another shift, and they don't actually have time to have spontaneous sex. And if they don't actually schedule and plan a time, set out a time for sex, they will not be having sex. And sex is very, very important in a marriage. So those kind of couples, they will need to schedule sex. So that's my 30 minutes gone. I have spoken about sex. I've shared my opinion. I'd like you to please call in and share your opinion. Let's look at the camera and see. So Sister Noye said, I'm learning, sis. Yes, I know you are learning. At least you've had sex twice, Sister Noye. I see two beautiful products of good sex, like Brother Eddie, my producer. We had a show in church whereby we talked about sex. Yes, in my church we talk about sex when we have our couples show, our couples program. And I remember one of the doctors in the church was talking about fantastic sex. And I was carrying Brother Eddie's baby in my hand. And I looked at her and said, yes, you are a product of fantastic sex. So Sapphire, I call her product of fantastic sex. That's just a joke. So Sister Noye, I know you're two products of fantastic sex. Yes. So good. Call me and tell me what you've learned. You say you are learning. Okay. Sister Flora is saying nothing as sexy as a sex date with your husband. Did you hear that? So plan it. That's a planned one. Plan a sex date with your husband. Now, African women, we have a problem. We like to wear scarf in bed and wear all these things in bed. Relax a little bit. African women, we have a problem. Some of us, not all of us, that we cannot tell our husband, we cannot initiate sex, some of us. We feel our husband will look at us funny. You've been married for 25 years. Your firstborn is 23 years old. You've never initiated sex. You then hear Sister Edith's show on sex, and then you go home tonight and go and initiate sex. You will feel that your husband will be thinking, who is teaching my wife? She's spoiled. Tell your husband that Lady Edith is teaching you. You saw a show today, and you were advised to initiate sex. Let him call me. I will confirm. You don't let him call me. You call me and put me on speaker. I will confirm or play the show for him. Okay, hold on. A caller is coming. Welcome, caller.
Hello.
Hello.
Good evening.
Hello. Good evening, Sister Jane. Welcome to the
Good
show.
evening, Sister Edith. Good evening. You
Welcome.
look pretty,
Thank
gorgeous.
you. Thank you for coming,
Hello.
Sister Jane. Yes, I can hear you, darling.
Yeah. Okay. Lovely topic.
So which one do you like,
Sister
Sister
Edith, I
Jane?
don't know if the spontaneous. I feel, for me, my own opinion, the spontaneous sex. I feel that one is better than the scheduled sex, where you have to schedule or have a rota to have sex. Because, that period of, that, okay, we're having sex today, and if you're tired, you have to pretend and just do it and let it finish. Do you know what I mean, Sister Edith?
Yeah, so Sister Jane,
Although some people,
Sister
hello?
Jane, your argument is that if you plan sex and you're tired, then you would just do it without enjoying it. But that is why you need to plan it, so that you would know that you shouldn't be tired before that planned sex date with hubby.
Yeah, but there are times you plan something and it doesn't really go well the way you want it to go.
I hear you, yes.
Yeah, you plan it and say, okay, you're all excited all day to say, okay, when I finish work or when I do this in the evening, thank God, but today is our sex day. Then all of a sudden something happened and you're not feeling too good, you're tired, and maybe you did the same thing the last time as well. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So if you plan it that way, and if the man is the kind of person that cannot really hold himself, how about if there is somebody out there that can give it to him at any time instead of it being scheduled?
Okay, so
Do you
Sister
understand?
Jane, that person out there, the hubby would need to plan that sex with that person because they don't live together. You're talking about his side chick. So she's gonna call his side chick and say, I'll be visiting you.
Side chick, they can meet them in the bathroom, toilet, whatever.
It's still planned.
Side chick.
It's still planned.
No, sometimes it's not planned though, Sister Edith. Those side chicks, they are very quick and good. All they need to do is to sit down on the Oga lap. That's it. Sharp. They will just put their skirts. Pam, they don't want.
Okay.
You understand? But for the yawa at home, that one will have to prepare early morning. Hey, today is the day. It's coming. You understand? Meanwhile, somebody don't fire around for outside. Sharp. Is that a nice one? Quick one. A nice quick one.
Sister Jane, that's why we are having this topic. That's why we need to sit up as married women.
You know what I mean? So
those
to me,
that
I feel that
chick,
as it comes, you understand, as far as you have sex, you understand, it's just like when you talk to some friends, you haven't seen them for years, but when you talk, you gist, it doesn't mean that you don't talk.
Yeah.
With the sex, your marriage is not all about sex. You understand? You talked about communication last week, which is one of the best things in relationship, in marriage. So when it comes to sex, if the man wants it, the woman wants it, there should be an agreement. You understand? To say okay, and like should we say consent as well?
Yeah.
To say yes, so I'm happy, let's do it. You understand?
Yeah.
But when one is tired, okay, I understand you're tired. But because if it's scheduled, you already made. Hey, last time I told him I was tired. Hey, let me just try and you understand. The same vice versa with the man as well. The same thing, the man can say that, oh, I'm tired, I need this, blah, blah, blah. The same thing with the woman. What if you get one gymnastic guy that can fire her sharp outside without scheduling that kind of sex? You understand? The schedule one we are having at home, everybody will become there, don't tire. Meanwhile, everybody, they fire outside. You understand?
Yes, Sister Jane. Thank you very
much.
So,
Sister Edith, thank you very much. Lovely topic. Very nice. Thank you.
Thank you. So
God
Sister Jane's opinion is that sex should be more spontaneous than planned. It should be more spontaneous and planned. I agree. And that was, like I said, my first instinct. But I've come to realize that every marriage actually needs both. Especially if your husband is at risk of having a side chick. Like Sister Kemi is saying, the man should not be thinking about a side chick even if wife is not feeling sexual. You need to get your sexual drive up. Sister Titi Balogun is saying that sex should be spontaneous as well as planned, depending on the environment. Do what works for you. Talk about it. Explore as well to determine what should happen. So Sister Jane talked about communication. To me, sex is communication. And that is why some women don't enjoy sex, because we, like I was saying before, we are too uptight. Our religion, not our Christianity, our religious beliefs, our upbringing, our culture has put this thing on us about sex that makes us to close up. And we're not able to tell hubby how you like it, explore. You know, Sister Titi used the word I love. Explore sex. Play with sex. Play with hubby. And for me, you know, when sex starts every single morning. You build it up. You send hubby a lovely text. If you do pack lunch for him, leave a lovely note in his pack lunch. There's so many things you can do. You have to find out what works for you. Send him a lovely text during the day. Sometimes be dirty. Send hubby a very dirty text. Explore. Don't let me teach you bad things. I can't do that, you know. But since we're in church, I will respect the environment and I won't go that far. But yes, you need to explore sex a bit more. Don't let side chick do for hubby what you don't want to do for hubby because of your religious beliefs. Interpret that yourself. And there's, you know how far you can go. There's a limit to what I can go. Hello, welcome to the show. Thank you, caller.
Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, sis. How are you?
Hello, Sister Chichi. How are you?
I'm good, thank you, sis.
Sister Chichi, which sex do you like more, spontaneous or scheduled?
Well, this one way they say put notes, put this, put that. I better go.
Sister Chichi, don't pretend you are having sex.
I never reached that level.
You are having sex, Sister Chichi. You are married and you have 2 children.
I be more foul.
Don't be shy. You are having sex. We all know you are having sex. Oh yeah, tell us.
But we are learning though. For me, she did it for me though. You know, I like spontaneous. I don't like anytime I know that my husband is doing sex, or you know, I know him when he wants to do it. I know him when I know his body language. I can tell his body language, you know, and every other thing. That's when I enjoy it. Don't just come to me and say, Chichi, I beg, go to bed. Oh yeah, come and climb down. Oh yeah, let's do it. Oh yeah, you know, something like that. Maybe from playing, maybe from watching movie. Do some touch and something like that. I know that idea is coming. You know what I'm saying? For me, you know, some people like to plan their whole thing, you know. And for me, I like spontaneous one because anytime I have tried to plan it and it never works, I must have a fight with my husband or something must happen, you know, that will spoil the whole day for us or something like that. And the self, we won't have it.
Yeah.
So since I notice it, I've never tried it anymore. So what I do is that I just flow with it whenever it comes, you know. That's how it is. But I have a question for you.
Okay.
When you said that I don't want to throw leg, throw hand, throw this, throw that, you know.
When I'm in my late 50s or 60s, I can't.
So, like what you're teaching us now, you know, say you're teaching us a little bit, you know. And you're still saying that we should spice it up. You know what I'm saying? It's because we are all learning. You can see Sister Nonya said that she's learning. You know, me too, I'm learning.
Sister Chichi, you are not learning. You and Sister Nonya, you are not learning.
We are still learning. So what I'm trying to ask is, you know, these men, I don't know, even the old ones, they want spice. They want spice of sex. You know, so many of them are bringing ideas, bringing this one, and if you don't, you know, it's not as if about you feel guilty when you don't follow the way they are following. You feel maybe this man will go outside, which I know sex cannot make your man not to go outside if your man wants to go outside.
I agree.
You know. So, but what I'm trying to say is that you are saying spice it up. You are saying don't throw my leg here, don't throw my leg. So, what style you want make with your bag, sis?
Sister Chichi, thank you. I
Thank
will
you
answer
so
your
much.
question. Thank you.
Thank you.
What I was saying is that as I'm growing older, so I'm talking about when you get to your late 50s, early 60s, your 70s, you're still going to be having sex. But I can't just imagine my hubby throwing me up and down because of sex at that age. That's what I'm saying. That, as we grow older in marriage, we have to sort of devise ways that it suits us. And the beauty about spontaneous or scheduled sex is that it's what works for your marriage. What works for mine might not work for yours. So we're all different, Like Sister Chichi rightly said, when hubby wants it. Because I remember my friend says, the day hubby wants it, he will be begging, winking from the door. He's ready to wash the plates after dinner. He's ready to put the kids to bed, give them a bath. He's ready to do everything just because he wants sex. So, as a woman, take advantage of that. Make it, nice. While he's doing all that for you, you quickly go and have a shower. So, Sister Chichi, some people, maybe like you now, maybe you might like them to throw your legs up and everything. For me, I can't do this thing every day. I know people who say they have sex every day, whether it's planned or spontaneous. Oh my word, not me. I'm not from that school of thought. But we're not here to talk about me. We're here to talk about scheduled or spontaneous sex. Which do you prefer? Call me in the studio and let me know. The two sisters I've called said they prefer spontaneous sex. When I get older, if you are listening to me, please come and challenge my views. When you get older, or if you are old now, you are in your 60s, 70s, you are having sex. I used to carry your leg up and doing all those styles, turn front, turn left. Please let me know. Hello, caller. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Brother. Hello.
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 Good afternoon.
Hello, darling. Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. It's Sister Joyce, Mrs. Adekoya speaking. How are you, sis?
Oh, darling. How are you? Nice to see you. Nice to hear from you, Sister Joyce. How is let me guess, Hezekiah and Jeremiah?
Oh, they're doing very well.
Oh, I remember their
Ezekiel
names. Yeah, thank you for calling, Sister Joyce. And thank you for your
That's
contribution last week.
That's fine. I'm really enjoying what you're doing and I'm learning a lot. God bless you.
Thank you.
Good. So I just want to add a little bit of my little knowledge to the topic.
Okay.
And I think, to be honest, from my own experience, I think spontaneous or scheduled sex is absolutely fine in a marriage. I think they both are sweet, but the main work really is before the sex.
Okay.
So in terms of the level of intimacy that is in a marriage is actually what makes the sex sweeter.
Okay.
So I think the attention focus in terms of both husband and wife should always be in the prepping stage, in the level of intimacy, in the level of romance, in the level of communication. A lot of the times, women might find it hard to respond because there hasn't been enough prep, and then suddenly someone just comes, boom. Yeah. Your body might not necessarily respond because women are very emotional beings naturally. So it means that a lot of work has to have been invested in order for them to gain plenty in that area. I don't know if you see what I mean.
I get you 100%, Sister Joyce. I really get what you said.
So a lot of the times when we're talking about the sexual aspect, really intimacy is a very, very big area, and it's incorporated in the sexual side. Yeah. So the more there's a lot of touch and affection. So I would say that with husbands, if you've got a very high sex drive and you know that you want your woman to meet you at that level as well, it's very important that sometimes to touch your wife without even expecting sex. Yeah. Because when you do things like that consistently, it shows that you're also willing to sacrifice to please her without getting back. Surely she's going to respond back to you at some stage. Yeah. Because you're not only just coming when you want to get something, but you're also going to please and to satisfy. Yeah.
Sister Joyce, I understand you perfectly, so I know what you're trying to say. You're right. You're very right.
Lovely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a
That's my lovely Sister Joyce, my holiday partner. We go on holidays together. We've been to at least 2 countries together, and she's been my roommate. And she's my sister because I'm her mentor when she was a student. I'm very proud of her. She's qualified today. And what she was trying to say, and this is very therapeutic because she's talking like a therapist. Sex in itself is no gain. That's why men can sleep with prostitutes, and that's why people can rape others. What makes sex sweet in the context of marriage is the intimacy between a man and a woman, that when your man touches you, or when your man calls you, or when you see your man, you know that butterfly in your stomach, something we just do, and it's easier for you to have sex when the intimacy is there, the closeness. That was why I said in the beginning what love is. Love is not about only buying gifts and doing housework. Love is also about, intimacy, sacrifice, transparency, openness, having that strong bond between yourself and your spouse. I would like to give a shout out before I continue to my darling Mrs. Mercy Wanka. That's my bae. That's my other holiday partner. Me and this lady, we can rock when we do travel together. Mercy, I love you. Mercy is one of the people I've known for more than 35 years. How many years have we left secondary school? Someone correct me. That we've always kept in touch. Some of us, we lost touch and we've come back. Mercy, shout out to you. Thank you for joining the show this evening. If only you can call and tell us what you like about sex, spontaneous, scheduled, or a bit of both. That would be nice. I'm challenging you. Sister Kemi, she's giving us another tip. She's saying that sex can be said to be scheduled when you are going through the preparation, as you know is going to happen with all the emotional planning. So when you know, and you as a woman, you know when, hubby is preparing. Sister Flora says a combination of both is good. If anything, it adds variety. Exactly. So, and Sister Chichi has answered my question for me. Hubby too wants to be throwing his leg at 60. Okay, Sister Chichi, you said that. But the person that phoned me last week, she said that her husband was married to someone else of a different country before she married her husband. That marriage ended. She married her husband. And from the day they got married, the husband was very, very sexually active. And that someone else had taught him a lot of things about sex, which she did not know. And they did that. But they've been married now for more than 20 years. They have kids. Hubby is in his early 70s or very late 60s. And he still wants sex at the frequency and at the level they had even from day one. So maybe your hubby at 60 might not want to, but this hubby is. And that is the main problem they have in their marriage. She is in her late 50s. Madam is tired. She's so tired of this sex every day, and it's causing some friction in the marriage. What do you say to that? What do you say to that? I'd like you to call and tell me what you say to that. My darling Sister Amy K, God bless you. Thank you for joining. He says, well done, lovely sis. Ride on gloriously. God bless you. Thank you. I missed last week. My daughter Funke Koka called from Nigeria. I missed out. Shout out to my lovely Funke. God bless you. Brother Larry said that at this rate, if you need to, having scheduled sex, you need a personal assistant. And that's my darling brother Kewe from Nigeria, House of Laugh. I have heard that some people have rota for sex and the reason why people have rota is because, madam, they always give excuse. Today, head they pain you. Hubby, put paracetamol beside the bed. Tomorrow, leg don't tire. Hubby, get some massage oil. I will give you answers if your wife is always complaining. That's why some people have to rota sex. Okay, Wednesday, you will do. Thursday, you will be free. Okay, Friday, we will both come. Saturday, it's only you. I will just do bend down, make you enter sharp, early morning one. You know what you do in your homes. You know how it works for you. Ride on. The important thing is that we should give sex the respect and the accolade it needs because we do it. It is important. It's breaking homes. It's a topic being avoided, and you have to make it work. These side chicks and the side booze, or what do you call the opposite? The women, they have to now. They cheat. They are ready to do anything that the married woman is not ready to do. And like I said before, I don't share the opinion that a man should threaten the wife that if you don't do this, I'm not going to, I'm going to look out, I'm going to have a side chick. I don't like that. But at the same time, I believe that women need to step up on their game, especially African women. African woman, you want, maybe your boobs is your is your powerhouse, but you feel so shy to say that to your husband because you feel he will look at you negatively. We need to change those biased beliefs, those things that we've been brought up with, so that we can have a more fruitful and fulfilling sex life and we can both enjoy sex. But anyway, what do I know? Me too, I'm learning. So please call me and give me some more tips. I'm just going to quickly check my phone to see if there's anybody else. My darling sister, Sister Debbie Sholade, I love you so much. Thank you for always being there. In fact, one day I will tell you about this sister, what she did in my life. Because of her, I'm here today. God bless you, Sister Debbie. I've got, somebody said that the producer made a mistake. He put 7th of June, and today is 8th of June. So she got confused, but she said she's watching now. She finally joined. Sorry about that, sis. Producer, you made a mistake. Producer says sorry. I have a call coming. Bear with me. Hello, Sister Jane.
Hello.
I like it when you call me. Because you don't leave me alone here to be lonely. You know how it is on this seat.
I know. I think you mentioned something about where somebody is, if one doesn't have the drive for sex.
Yeah.
Sometimes some women will be going through menopause.
Yeah.
And they won't realize that they're going through maybe early menopause or pre-menopause. Yeah. And then this menopause brings like vaginal dryness.
Yeah.
It brings your libido down, but you don't even have that urge for sex. That there is just nothing there. So it will take two, that the husband and wife to sit down and talk about it.
Yeah.
And to know what to do.
Yeah.
They have the cream and all that for the vaginal dryness, and the kind of food you can eat. Just to boost your morale.
Yeah, very important.
And what the man is in duties as well.
Very
what
important.
He can do.
Yeah.
If not, if they don't know, something like that, and if the man doesn't even understand what's going on, he will just get upset that all the time you're always getting irritable.
Yeah.
You don't want to have sex, But if they talk about it and the man knows what is menopause or premenopause or what is going on in the woman's body, because we women, our body goes through a lot.
Yeah.
So if the man can understand that, that is very important, that this is what is affecting my wife, up to the extent that it affects the vagina that's so dry.
Yeah. Sister Jane, can I challenge you to a show together to talk about menopause? Because as you know, I know you do things like that in your show to educate us more about menopause and how it can affect, sex. We can do a show together. When social distancing is over, let's do a show together. I think it's a valid point. Maybe because I'm getting to that age, maybe that's why I'm interested. But it is a valid point. Yes, you're right.
No problem.
Thank you.
Yeah, so that's
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. So what Sister Joyce, who is younger than us, was saying was about the intimacy, because that intimacy helps the body to produce natural libido and natural wetness for sex. But what Sister Jane is then adding on top of that is that even though you might have that natural love and intimacy for your spouse, as a woman, when you start, hitting your menopausal years, you might then experience some dryness and you might have a reduction in your libido. So that is not an area we will deal with tonight. I've challenged Sister Jane and she has accepted my challenge, and we are going to come together to the studio and talk about that topic one day. So we are rounding up now. Sister Blessing Omodia, thank you very much for joining. It would have been nice to... You can still do joint live. Okay, yes, that's true. Thank you. That's true, Sister Flora. It would have been nice to hear your voice, Sister Blessing, Sister Flora, Sister Kemi. Thank you all of you for saying. Next time, please call the studio. Sister Eki, you are just laughing. You did not tell me whether you like spontaneous sex, but I know you are having sex. I know, and I will tell you the next time I see you when last you had sex. I'm going to be a psychic now, and I'll be telling you people when you had sex. So thank you, everyone. The show is coming to an end. I was looking through my phone to see if there was any more questions and any more additions. Okay. I have one call. This will be my last call for the day. Hello, caller. Good evening. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, it's Flora. Hi, Flora.
Oh, hello, Mrs. Kiakia. How are you, darling?
It's ice cream.
Sister Flora has her own show, you know. This woman can too. She's talking like this. You would think she doesn't talk. Catch her on Instagram. So she does her own show on YouTube too.
So I wanted to just add to what the sister said earlier on.
Yeah.
With intimacy, with building intimacy, I guess what would be helpful is to just share a few tips on some of the things that we can do as women to build intimacy in our, or contribute to increase the level of intimacy between husband and wife.
Yeah.
So things like, laughing together, touching each other, start by, kissing your husband when you get home, cuddle up, spend time together, building that relationship is what makes the sex even greater.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, thank you very much.
So that's just my small contribution. And you're doing amazingly well. God bless you.
Thank you, darling. Thank you, baby me. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
So what Sister Flora is saying is this thing about intimacy too, and building that friendship with your hubby. And that's what Mom is also saying, Mrs. Yembra. Be prepared with perfect music, perfect mood, perfect, date nights. And that's what Flora is saying. Laugh together, go for a walk, hold hands, cuddle up. All those things, they help to promote better, enjoyable sex. I do wish you all will have nice sex tonight for the married ones. Enjoy it. Make a change. Do something new. And then, the show is coming to an end. A few more points to make. Brother Larry says scheduled sex might feel uneasy because they just start scheduled to it. But they end up becoming a beacon to look forward to in your weeks once you get into the habit. So I think what he's trying to say is that you need to actually form that habit, plan it sometimes, especially when you see that marriage is becoming a bit tensed, or, maybe wife is so busy with work, or hubby just started a new job, or, there's some tension. You can take your wife on a wonderful weekend away and you can schedule sex. So he's saying that you need to form the habit, get into the habit. Sister Bessie said, God allowed us to have sex to keep the body and soul together. It is a supernaturally biological that claims the body and improves the immune system. Did you hear that? Have sex. It helps. God ordained sex. So don't be too shy. Sister Kate, thank you for joining. God bless you, Sister Kate. Sister Joyce, says great show. Thank you very much. Sex is enjoyable and sweet. I will get Sister Joyce because when we go on holiday together, she always gives me some gist. She should come and tell us. But intimacy is paramount, she said. Foundation needs to be laid well. Thank you. Okay, so I'm not taking any more calls. I promised you last week, Sister Evangelist Yemisi, the friend we lost today, Evangelist Yemisi knows that friend. So perhaps that's why she did not call. But I remember in one of our church shows, she explained to us about the use of toothpick. So when there's a difference in the times of reaching orgasm between husband and wife, maybe the wife, they say that the man is like a gas cooker. You put the light, he's ready to go. He's already fired up. While the woman is like an electric stove. It takes time to slowly burn. So sometimes you are not able to meet in the middle. So if you notice that hubby is about to come, all you need to do is hold a toothpick and prick him on his hand or back or anywhere, and that will reduce it. Try it out. I don't want feedback. But if it works for you, glory be to God. I don't know, but she shared that with us. And I always remember that about too. When I see her, I remember toothpick instantly. I cannot see Sister Yemisi and not think about toothpick. Glory be to God. But try it out. My darling Amy says, appreciated the directness of your approach. Very authentic discussion. Thank you, Amy. I love you, Amy. Another of my lovely, lovely sisters from Federal Benin who is always very sweet to me. And she knows how to read my mood. One person that does. I don't know how she does it. But she will see my picture on WhatsApp and she will make one comment. She knows exactly what I'm doing. Thank you very much. I want to know who IJ plus Rio is. For all those people who are watching, who did not join the show, who did not call in or write on the chat, you are much appreciated. I know a few people who are watching. I love you, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. So next week, I will be talking about the opposite of sex, or should I say something to do with sex, but on a lower level, and that is about virginity. And my topic next week is virginity an old-fashioned concept, or is it still relevant in today's society? So all you moms out there, please pass on the link to your daughters, to your sons, to your church children, to, youth leaders. I want youth to call next week. I want us to talk about virginity. When I was young, we prided as a woman. It was pride for you to be a virgin. These days, I don't think I've heard that word in many, many years, people talking about virginity. What actually happens these days with virginity? You moms and dads, do you teach your children about virginity? Do you talk to them about virginity? What scriptures have you used to support your claim if you are of the school of thought that your child should remain a virgin until marriage? What advice have you given them? How have you approached the topic? And for parents who think that, well, sex can happen, but it should be with the right person, and you're not going to put a hold on your child, how did you come about talking to your child about sex? Do you feel that it's okay for boys to have girlfriends earlier than girls? So like in my house, I have a 21-year-old and a 17-year-old. If my son has a girlfriend, I'm able to cope with it, but I'm not sure if it will be the same way I will feel if my daughter has a boyfriend at 21. So I want us to talk about virginity next week. I would really like you to support me next week. It's one area I'm not very clear on. In addition to that, there's a lot of rape thing going on at the moment. I am more interested in helping the young child not to be raped. So although I'm interested in supporting people that have been raped, but what I'm saying is that I think we as parents need to give our children tools from 2, 3, 4, 5-year-old to begin to tell them about inappropriate touching from, opposite sex, or from that uncle or from that auntie. So, I want to talk about virginity next week. So please join me, same time, same place, CTRIM channel, 7 p.m. on Monday, exactly a week from today. I will be talking about virginity. Is it relevant today? What are you doing in your own household? God bless you, God bless you, God bless you. And I see Paula join. Thank you very much for joining. That's my Mary Kay makeup artist. If you need Mary Kay, I will point you to her. Okay, people are still talking. I wish I could go on and on. It says, so many things are coming up and I cannot really read everything out. I'm really, really sorry. But it says, sex is compulsory match between man and woman in the bed. The bed is a stadium, while the baby is the game result. Okay, we can talk about that another time. I don't really think that the baby must always be the result. You can have sex even when you don't want to conceive, I think. I don't know what you mean there, but yes. Thank you, everyone. God bless you. The time is 8:04. We're going to round up now. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Brother Eddie, producer. God bless you. God bless you, CTRIM family. Mwah. Have a good evening, everyone, and enjoy your sex tonight.